let me actually connect this 1 second. I'm trying to see if this is even a good angle. I guess it is. I'm just, I don't know. I stay back here. Let me connect this. I totally forgot to connect this 1 second. There we go. Oh, perfect. And then I think it says you can hear me. Okay, so my name is Paulina Enchanted for the new people that are here, who are tuning not live. I like to discuss spooky things or just weird concepts or sometimes magical things and happy and loving things, just the world that we live in and different ideas. And we share them as a community. But here's the thing. Today, I wanted to talk about the little people. Who are the little people, you may ask? Well, what we call fairies, many people call the little people. Hi, Queen. Sweet, you're a sweet one. Nice to have you in, and I have True Seeker, both of y'all. Nice to have you guys in today. I'm glad you guys can hear me. This thing decides to work sometimes, not all the time. How have your days been? Have you guys had a good day? I had a very eventful day at work, like busy, busy, busy. But it was a good day. I wanted to talk. Thanks for the hearts, you guys. I want to talk today about the little people. Dun dun dun. You know my obsession with the fairy folk. I decided to be lazy and relaxed today. Yeah, that's good. Well, it's not lazy, self-care, take care of yourself. I think it's important. I'm glad to have you guys on here. I procrastinated going live a little bit, but I wanted to. I don't know why. I just kept eating ice cream. I love going live. It's fun. I see there's more people here tonight, which is awesome. I'm glad to have you guys here. Busy day plus a full day. Fun. Full day's fun. I love that. It was hot today though. Like I'm not a sun person, to be honest. I like hide from the sun. And definitely vampire. I go like burn. So we wanted to talk about do you guys know who the little people are? The little people. Do you guys know? Do you guys know? It's another term for the fae folk. I was just listening to like fae encounters and different things. It's so beautiful because it's like they're mischievous, right? Well, of course, one knows they're mischievous. Um, I would never like if they truly do exist, which I do, because they're like elemental spirits. I feel like, in my opinion, or nature spirits. Um, I would never try to interact with them. Maybe I would just want to see them because they're just like us, right? There's good and bad, and they're known to be mischievous. um, there is. I was looking at the classification of the little people or the fae folk, and it looks like we have the Seelie and Unseelie courts. I don't know if you've heard of them. I do have this book from Brian Froud. I collect his books, which I love. And this one's just fairy tales, which is nice. It'll talk about. I thought I pulled up the other one. I have another one. Oh, hi, garlic lover. It looks like you love garlic. Thanks for the hearts, you guys. Um, ooh, look at that one. That one's so cool. So thanks for hearts. Yeah, I really appreciate it. So it looks like they what was I gonna say? He has like different stories. So like he would draw them, and his wife, if I'm not wrong, like she was like a medium. So she would try to communicate with the fae. So he would draw and paint what she would describe, and he would get information off of it. And then there's one that I had was good fairies and bad fairies, which is so interesting. That's why I want to talk about the Seelie and Unseelie quartz. Garlic lover, and if you believe in fairies, let me know in the comments below. Um, Garlic lover Yuri says garlic is my favorite. I just woke up. It's 4 a.m. Wow. Are you scared of vampires? I'm kidding. My grandpa's really into garlic too. Okay, so Seelie and Unseelie courts. So in Scottish folklore, fairies are divided into the Seelie court and the Unseelie court. Um, the Seelie court is described to compromise fairies that seek to help from humans. So you know how people will try to work with these entities, right? They'll try to connect, they leave offerings sometimes. I wouldn't because they're mischievous, okay? Um, but you know how they try to connect with these entities? Um, they're supposedly categorized. This isn't Scottish folklore. Let's see what Juan says. In England, there's these two guys who talk to fairies in their forest, and the fae teach them which magic sticks to use to create wands. Ah, that's so cool. Wait, do they have a YouTube channel? Definitely have to check them out. Sean says, "Hi, hi. I'm talking about the fae today." And I love Brian Froud's work. You can see his depictions. They come in all sizes, right? People say they connect with these nature spirits. They can be cute, but they can be scary. And that's why you have the different courts. You have the Seelie and Unseelie court according to Scottish folklore. So the Seelie court, if you were to work or connect with them, is described to comprise fairies that seek help from humans, warn those who have accidentally offended them, and return human kindness with favors of their own. Still, a fairy belonging to this court would avenge insults and could be prone to mischievousness. There are people who have, I think it was Ryan Cooper, I think one of his videos, where he encountered a fairy. It was someone that was astral projecting. They left their body and they encountered a very mischievous spirits in the astral realm, and they were like making fun of him or something. Um, so Juan Catan says no, they had come out in a documentary about the Fae, but I forgot their names. Oh no. Um, so then those are the ones people try to work with. You know, they say like um they're they like people who respect nature and treat nature. Oh my god, I feel so bad. I saw today. I felt so guilty. So remember, I have two jobs. I have a day job and a night job. The night job, I do ghost tours. The day job, it's private. But in the day job, there was it's an out. It's funny because I hate the sun, but part of the job I have to go outside, and we go to different places. The point is, we were by a pool, and there was a butterfly, and my coworker was teaching me something, was training me on something, and there's a butterfly in the pool, and I'm looking at the butterfly, and he's trying to train me, and I'm like, and I told him I was like the butterfly, there's a butterfly in the pool, and then he's like, "Oh, okay." Right? And like why? And then I'm like, and then he's trying to train me on some shit, and then then I noticed, and I'm like, the butterfly's suffering, and I'm like, no. And then it's like trying to get out of the pool. The wings are going like this, and I'm not. It's like a client's pool, right? And I'm not supposed to touch anything. And then so I'm staring at it, and I'm like, oh, the butterfly's alive. She's trying to get out. And then my coworker's like, he's gonna die soon. And I'm like, and then I don't want to insult, I'm at work, so I'm just like, and then I really want to help this butterfly, and I can't. And I felt so guilty. It was just in the swimming pool, and I'm like, I can't help you. I'm so sorry. I can't. You're a client. I'm in a I just felt so bad. Because I told my coworker, but he's training me in something, and so I had to walk out and follow him, and I just felt so guilty. So fairies, when you help animals or spirits or just like anything in nature, they love that. They love people who help nature and animals. And I just love how Brian Froud depicts them too. Okay, so let me actually catch up on the comments real quickly. Juan Catalan says, no, they had come out in a documentary by the Fae, but I forgot their names. Oh, okay. Sean says, I'm looking for you, my girlfriend's right now, please. I have a boyfriend. Jim Decker says, look at you, fairy girl. I can't stop staring. Oh, sweet. I know, sad. I know. I felt so guilty. I couldn't do anything. I just was watching this butterfly trying to get out of the pool, and I was helpless. I couldn't do anything. I was stuck in this weird situation. I really want to just put my hands and grab it. True Seeker says, and they the same as trolls, dark magic, ugly brown, scary leprechaun trolls. When I was 17, one appeared and pointed and laughed at me and lifted a table that was, oh really? Oh my god. Yeah, you're very spiritually in tune, so maybe you see things that others don't too. But yeah, with anything, all of these things are like I believe they're like spirits. They're type of spirits. Maybe they're in a different uh a realm of existence, you know. I'm still kind of learning about all this stuff too, but there's so many things, you know. We're just we just learn things in textbooks, but we really don't know what our reality is. We just taught, you know. That's why I'm trying to like I love sharing experiences, but none of us really know what our reality fully is. That's why it's not taught. It's not what it's taught in school. I've had way too many weird experiences. Um, Sean Alberto says, Mr. Allen. Okay, you always write your information, Sean. Jim Decker says, just jump in and help the butterfly. I couldn't. Okay, I could get fired. Jill Joma says, Fiona. uh, uh, Truth is probably 250. Everyone freaked out. I was in a trance. Yeah, that's scary. Yeah, you were like in a meditational trance. Did that did did it attack you while you were meditating or something? Is that something like a spirit or something you saw? True story. I couldn't and never explain it. You are staying at my home now, please. Okay. I believe in your spirit. Oh, that's funny. So we're talking about the two fairy courts. We have the Seelie and Unseelie court. Seelie courts are the ones that are friendly to humans that help nature. There's people who leave them offering and they try to connect with the Fae. The Unseelie court are the darkly inclined ones. They're the ones that maybe they take a form of a beautiful man and they take a wife, a human wife, but then she's stuck in their world, right? Or maybe they're changelings, right? There's lores of changelings too, but I feel like that part of that's made up in the Victorian era. For people who don't know, changeling was like a lore of like parents that they would come back and their kid was not their kid; it was swapped out for a fairy kid, but it caused a lot of deaths in the Victorian era. I think they were using it as an excuse for disabled children, which is messed up. So that's another thing. So I don't know about the changeling stuff. Juan Catalan says, did you know some people actually thought the Irish potato famine was due to a war between two fairy kingdoms? What? Explain. Dun, dun, dun. What is the Irish potato famine and what is the fairy kingdoms? Jim Decker says, I enjoy listening to. Oh, that's sweet. I mean, that I'm just trying to create a community we can share stories and talk about weird stuff, you know, and what we believe in, and just listen to each other. Okay, so Unseelie Court describes as the darkly inclined fairies, dun dun dun, the dark ones. Unlike the Seelie Court, no offense, was deemed necessary to bring down their assaults. So those are the ones that are probably not good, and you shouldn't talk to them. Maybe if there's like a mushroom circle, and in these like European countries, a lot of them are they straight up believe in this, like Scotland, Ireland. A lot of these people are like fairies are real, freaking avoid them. Like they're like if you see a mushroom circle and you walk in, you might get trapped in the world. It's like a dancing fairy circle. It's all in their folklore. It's so interesting, honestly. Um, so Unseelie describes as the darkly inclined fairies. Unlike Seelie Court, no offense was deemed necessary to bring down their assaults. In Scotland, they were seen as closely allied with witches. Okay, so I like your weird. That's funny. Mary Mr. That's funny. I have a boyfriend. Okay, so let's continue. Da, 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 da. Okay, I just like to kind of read what the folklore is behind it too. But there are people who fully believe in the Fae. And there are people like this book is like a witch's guide to connecting to the Fae. I don't necessarily believe, like I've read some of it, I don't necessarily believe everything that this does because it scares a lot. Like people are genuinely scared. And there's like this person puts out like a lot of rules to it. I think with any type of spirit that you try to work with in this reality world entity, if they're elemental entities, just be respectful. And if something feels off, just dip, you know. I think there might be elemental entities. Okay, so Juan Catalan says, okay, so the Irish, ooh, okay, he's letting us know. Let's read. Okay, so the Irish potato famine, the Great Famine, was caused by a potato disease known as the late bright, I can't read that, that devastated the crop from 1845 to 1849. Potatoes were the main food for the Irish. That's why so many Irish left Ireland because English didn't care if they died or not. Oh my God. So they had a okay, and then they thought there was like a. Can you put it two and two? Like, why did they think it was like two? So the folklore behind that is that they believe that there was two fairies, like kingdoms fighting. Ooh, explain. Okay, and then Jim Deckard says, I've always had a fascination with mushroom houses, fairies, trolls, and gnomes, all of that stuff. I like witches. Yeah, that is so it is very, very interesting. I knew a girl. I knew a girl that she swears that she saw like a gnome. She was like meditating in the forest. She did a lot of witchcraft, and she said that she saw a gnome in the forest just roaming around. And it was just minding its own business. Jim says spirits are very real. Yeah, I think there's a lot of things that are like very real, not just spirits, like maybe these things that people encounter. Maybe they're actual animals, maybe they're elementals, maybe they're just in a slightly different dimension that we're tuned into. There's definitely a lot going on like around us. Sean says hi Sean. Yeah says, anyway, you're beautiful. Thank you. That's sweet. Jim Decker says that would be super cool to see a gnome. Yeah, and it didn't. She said it was just minding its business. It was just walking by. There's another. There's a podcast I was listening to. Let me shout them out. Today I didn't fully watch the whole thing. But they're called the Ghosties. It was like two girls, and they were reading. People had sent in fairy encounters, and if I'm not wrong, I think this story that I'm thinking of is from there. If not, it's from somewhere else, and I don't remember. So there was this lady, not spiritual at all whatsoever. She said that she went to her backyard after having like a stressful day to just like chill out. And honestly, maybe she was in a meditative state if she was like chilling out, you know. And she says that she saw like in her backyard, like midday light, right? And it's like springtime. The sun is out, butterflies, everything is beautiful. She says from the corner of her eye, she sees this 3 foot girl. It's like it's like it was like a 10 or 12-year-old girl, but she's 3 feet tall. And she just like walked across her garden. And she's seeing this like in the corner of her eye. And when she looked, the girl had vanished. And they say Fae know when you're around, they see you, right? The fairies see you, the elementals see you. They will, and then she said she was freaked out because she read that they will show themselves to you if they want you to see them. So she actually did not feel comfort in that situation. She was extremely terrified, especially because she doesn't even believe in this stuff and it happened to her. So extremely terrified is definitely a feeling. Um, it vanished, and then now she believes that there are things out there. At least I think, even though she had a fearful experience, for her it was fearful. Um, it opened her mind to the fact that, oh my god, there's probably a lot of things that we just don't know about, you know. Okay, so let's keep reading. Ooh, Jim Decker says, oh, don't forget about the gremlins. Ooh. I actually love, like, okay, I don't know gremlin lore, but I love the movie with the gremlins where they I think it was Water. There's like an old movie, it was so popular. they got like water on them, and they would sizzle. It was like a 90s movie, I think it was. I don't know. It was really good. I have to look it up. And I remember working on a project. Okay. So I don't want to give too much personal information, but I worked in a I okay, I worked on a project where we put like this was, gremlins and with some big candy companies in some billboards in Puerto Rico. As a student, like how as students you try to learn stuff and you work for free. And we did a bunch, it was like Halloween themed. All the billboards had different gremlins and stuff, and it was so much fun. And we ate like M&Ms and Snickers, and it was fun. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let me keep reading. Uh, duh, 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 duh. A salmon tender says, "I hope to marry someone half as beautiful." Oh, you're so sweet. Perfect time to see one. Okay, let's keep reading. Springtime with all the butterflies and bees and dragonflies, aka fairies. Yes, a lot of people do believe that they just take shape of different animals and insects, and they may appear to you in the shape of this animal. When I see dragonflies, sometimes I feel like it's just like something beautiful greeting me. I don't know. I get like a really magical feeling off of dragonflies. They make me happy. Okay. So, Jim Decker says the beautiful flowers and roses, hummingbirds. True Seeker says, imagine over 7 million species. What shot do we not see the creeps around deep Earth, deep MTNS? Uh, Explain a little bit more. You had a lot of abbreviations there, True Seeker. Juan Catan says, so one of the two fairies at war were the. Okay, so Juan is talking about the. I'm going to refresh for the new people. There was an Irish potato famine in 1845 and 1849 in Ireland, okay? And then there was the lore behind it, right? Was that it was caused by fairies. So one of the two at war. One of the two fairies at war were the fairies of Nott and the other fairies from the north. The old pagans in the country said that the massive battle was happening, which caused the, and then he hasn't finished, but that's actually really interesting. Yes, the Gremlin movie is pretty cool. You're awesome. Thanks. Let me look up the Gremlin movie so I can show you guys. I have not seen that in so long. And the project I worked as a student, I just helped the company, but I was a student, so I worked for free. Um, it was so much fun, and they were just giving a shout out of the old movies. But the Gremlins, that makes me want to use Snickers bar now. They brainwashed me. That is so cool. I love that. Oh, that's when they're cute. That's when they're cute and not with water on them, because they turn bad when you put water on them. Oh, that actually reminds me of that movie. Um, Remember that movie where the aliens were invading, but if they got some water on them, they would just start burning and sizzling. Do you guys remember that movie? It made no sense. Why would you invade? And then I saw this discussion years later, and I was, because I saw it as a kid, and I was thinking, yeah, that totally makes sense. Why would you invade a planet that is mostly water if water is pure poison to you? If you get a little bit of it, your skin will turn into acid. And I remember, because I was terrified of this movie as a kid. I remember the little girl would leave her cups of water everywhere, and so the dad started pushing his cups of water onto aliens. If you guys remember what movie that is, let me know in the comments below, because I don't remember. Thanks for the hearts, you guys, by the way. I appreciate it. Okay, Jem Deckard says, I had a dragon flying. Ooh, I had a dragonfly flying around all around me today at work, and it was the normal color blue and greenish color. It was black, brown, and very clear. It was patterned. Oh, that's so beautiful. Dude, that's like really good luck, I feel like, I feel like that's really good luck. Yeah. I love dragonflies. As a kid, I used to make, every time I saw one, I would make a wish. They felt like fairies to me, to be honest. Um, Juan Kazan says, "You mean Signs with M Night Shyamalan?" Yes, that one. I don't remember the name, but I trust you. Jim Decker says, "Wingtips brown, the clear, absolutely see through, and black towards the body." Yeah, that is actually really cool. So it's like it was like a bluish one. Maybe they had never encountered water before. Yeah. Oh, that is a good point. But wouldn't you do research on the planet you're going to invade with all of your species? Like like the logic behind these aliens does not make sense. Okay, like let's say you want to invade Mars, you're not going to send all these soldiers to Mars off the bat. Wouldn't you send like a drone out, investigate all of the little things on the ground, all of the little, and in this case water, which is mostly water. Do you know what I mean? Like because you can't miss it. It's not like it's something like 1%. It's like most of the planet. Wouldn't you investigate that before sending a bunch of your soldiers to their death, aliens. Okay, let's keep reading. Jim Decker says, it was so cool. I've never seen one that color. Yeah, I mean, it actually genuinely sounds super cool. Like that bluish with the brownish. It's beautiful. I love dragonflies. They fly like fairies. Yeah, I think that's why I correlated them when I was a kid. Um, Juan Catalan says arrogance has brought the downfall even of humans. Yes, that's why they had the downfall of. You know what's really weird? I was just thinking of my neighbor for some weird reason, and she just texted me. Like for I don't I literally her name popped up, and she literally just texted me right now. It's so weird. It's so it was like correlated. I'm gonna text her back later because I'm doing it live. But that is so weird. Okay. So Jim Deckard says Science was such a good movie too. Yes. Wonkathon says in some drawings of the Fae they have dragonfly wings instead of butterfly wings. Yes. Do you think they take the do you think they take the shape I do. I can these elementals, like the Fae are known to shapeshift too, right? Um into whatever you want to see because they're not really in this realm fully. I wonder like what the hierarchy is like with elementals and stuff like that. They're just in a realm that is kind of like ours, so you have good and bad, right? Elemental, but they're known to be like angry at humans for destroying nature because they love nature. Um I'm looking up elemental spirits explained. Uh, let's see. I remember there's like a tree that shows like the different hierarchy and like lore and stuff. There's like a tree. I'm trying to find it. Hmm. Nature spirits and elementals. Nature spirits. These are spiritual personifications of natural elements like trees, mountains, rivers, or land. I have heard that trees have spirits in them, and I do believe that their life is just about being here, I guess, in the present moment. And they do communicate with each other underground. Elementals are a specific type of nature spirit, often associated with one of the four classic elementals earth, air, fire, and water. They are believed to be the very forces of nature within the land they inhabit. Okay, let me keep reading here. Um, I'm catching up on the comments. Jim Decker says Signs was such a good movie too. Yes, it scared me as a kid. Like I don't know why that one scared me so much. You know what I mean? Hello, Country Kirby. I'm gonna go ahead and catch up on the comments above. Thanks for hearts, you guys. I appreciate it. Helps promote my channel. So in some of the drawings of the Fae, they have dragonfly wings instead of butterfly wings. Yes. Uh that's why a lot of people do believe that. Jim Decker says, wouldn't it be super cool to see such a tiny human being flying with real wings? Can you imagine? As a kid, well, here's the thing. Children do have crazy imaginations, right? So I think as a child, I had like a combination of both. I think I did see things around me, but I also probably made up some of it too. Like I swear I saw the tooth fairy. Like I literally have a vivid memory of seeing the tooth fairy as a little girl. That could have easily been my imagination. I I don't know. I did say this story in one of the last few lives. I remember I was like 6. I looked under my pillow when I woke up in the morning. The tooth was still there. I ran to my parents' room, and then as I was running, I see the tooth like a little fairy flying in the window, and then I run back and I look and there's a gold coin. It's like engraved in my memory, but children do make stories up. But I have had other experiences as a child where I'm just like, "That was real." This one is like, "Did I make that up?" Okay, so let's see. They're shapeshifters, but they do have form that they prefer, I believe. What? Ooh, so they have like a go-to form, like I want to look like that. Juan Catalan says in Hawaii they have little fairy folk called menehune. Ooh, I want to look up what the fairy lore is in Hawaii. Menehune. Let's see what they look like. Oh my god, this reminds me of the girl that claims she saw like a 3-foot thing in her backyard. That's kind of cool. They're like surfer fairies. Like surfer fairies. That's funny. So let me read the Menehune lore of Hawaii. Thanks for the idea. Menehune are legendary little people in Hawaiian folklore, often depicted as skilled craftspeople and builder who work at night. While sometimes compared to leprechauns or other mythical beings, they are distinct in that they are not generally described as having magical powers, but rather possess an incredible work ethic and craftsmanship. Menehune are renowned for their construction abilities. They are said to have built fish ponds, watercourses. Also, they're like fairies that build things. That's interesting. Country Kirby says hi. Jim Decker says, and the aliens weren't nice. Wait, what aliens? I'm so lost. Oh yeah, in the movie. In the movie, it's pronounced. Oh, Juan Catan says it's pronounced Menehuni. They're basically dwarfs. Ooh, that build things. So they're like cool. They're like brownie fairies. People invite brownie fae to their house so they can clean their home. I would never do that because you're inviting a spirit into your home. Okay, so let's see. I was looking up something here. Let me see what I was looking up. Hmm. There are people who say they still will try to talk to the unseelie court fae, even though they're the ones that seem to be kind of mad at humans. Okay. I'm trying to find that tree. There's a tree that shows the different dimensions and realms. Uh, I don't know what it's called. It's like a very popular tree. Hmm. Let's see. I'm trying to find it. One second. Whew. What are the differences between nature spirits, elementals, and fairies? I think fairies are elementals. This person says fairies are a group of land spirits on often a small. Well, no, I don't. I don't think they're necessarily just. Let me see. There's like a cosmic tree. Oh, let's see. Juan Catana says the Norse tree of life. Jerusalem. Oh, let me look it up. I'm gonna look these up. We also and True Seeker says Jerusalem. G. Jurasil is the cosmic tree. Let me see if that's the one. Uh, not quite. Is this the one I'm thinking of? Yes. Huh. And then the other one would be the Norse Tree of Life. I remember one of these, the compendium planners. There's like I should have bought it years ago. It had a tree that I was obsessed with and I never bought the book. I don't know why. Uh the Norse Tree of Life. Let's see. Images. Oh, okay. I think I was thinking of this one. I need to actually look at a better picture. Why is this picture so tiny? Oh, Realm of Elves. Well, let me see something. So, Yggdrasil, this tree, it just has different. The Dead. That's kind of funny. It has different. It's not quite the one I was thinking of. That one is really interesting because it goes into Norse mythology. Um, interconnectedness. You remember the word I used it the other day. Interconnectedness. Everything is connected, but state of being connected to each other. Yeah, we're all connected to each other. I love that. Okay, I wish there was wizards. Yeah, no. There was a book. It was like a Let me see if I can find it. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab. I bought it from another year. Um, but I never bought it for this year. It had like the perfect tree. Someone made up a tree of how they saw the different realms, and I never got the name of it. It's a tree. It's connected to the realms. Oh, the okay. Everything is connected. The tree's connected to the realms. I love that. Jim, Truth Seeker. It says Jim Decker says in fantasy and folklore, talking trees are often called ents or horns. Can you? Oh, I have heard that, and I keep running into TikToks for some reason that say this, and it's like talk. They're like talk to your tree, like it'll listen, like just talk to it, and it's true. Like plants can pick up on things. I literally just got a water plant. It's in a water bowl. And I was telling it that I loved it. I was like, I love you, plant. You're going to have to help me help you. Just let me know what you need. If you need it. Oh, there's something right here. I don't know if you guys see that. Did you guys see that? There's something there's like a little bug or something just flying right there. But it was like a little light bug. Um, what was I gonna say? The plant. I was literally talking to it. I was like, because I want to be a green thumb, but I need the plant's help. And I told it, I was like, if you need anything, just tell me in a dream. I told it to tell me in a dream, and I will give it to you. But you need to tell me. You need to tell me, plant, because I want you to live. Okay, so but yeah, in TikTok, there's a lot of people that say talk to your trees. They listen. They might actually help you in life. They protect you. There's a tree outside that I'm like, I love you. Thank you for protecting our home. Okay, Juan Catan says, or the Sephorath from Kabbalah. Ooh, I want to look that up. The Sephorath from Kabbalah. Sephorath. Oh, that reminds me of Sephiroth. Like there was like a video game that I would always pick Sephiroth to battle. Sephiroth from Kabbalah. Kabbalah. Sephiroth from Kabbalah. Ooh, this one looks scary. I will show you guys right there. That one actually looks kind of scary. I don't know why it's freaking me out a little bit. Foundation Glory Severity. Let me see what it means. It says Kabbalah the Sephiroth are 10 attributes or emanations through which God reveals himself and creates the universe. These emanations are not separate entities, but rather different aspects of the divine, and are often visualized as a tree of life. The Sephira are a central concept of Kabbalistic mysticism, providing a framework for understanding both the divine world and the human psyche. Ooh, that's interesting. I don't know why the picture freaked me out a little bit. Um, just because it was cute. Oh, thanks. Juan Catalan says, Yeah, they named the angel in the video games after the Jewish Sephiroth or Seph. Oh, that's why. I would always pick him like Sephiroth, and I'm like that guy. I'm gonna pick him to fight in the game. I haven't played that game in so long. Um, Juan Catan says that's one depiction. Jim Decker says they say talking to plants makes the plant happy. I know. That's why I do it. I was like, I want my plant to be happy. So I bought a water plant. Like I'll show you. Well, it's in the other room, but it's in the bathroom. I bought a water plant and I want it to live and I don't want it to kill. And I literally told I was like I put it by the window and I was like, let me know what you need. I want you to live and I love you and I want you to live. So if you need anything, let me know in my dreams. You may not be able to physically talk to me, but I feel like you can connect to me in my dreams. Just let me know. And you know what? I actually saw this because we're talking about Faye and all this stuff. There are beekeepers that talk to their bees, like full on talk to their bees. There's a TikTok girl that she's a beekeeper. I don't know her name, but just find you can find her talking to my bees or whatever. You'll find her. She talks to her bees, and she says that oh my god, there's something that was Maya's back there. Look, do you see her? Do you see her? Maya! Oh, Maya! Do you see her? Maya! Maya! So she talks to her bees, and she said that the first time she realized that her bees were talking back to her was because of a wasp. She said that she kept for like weeks, she kept having nightmares of being in a beehive and being enclosed. And like it was like she had this huge house in her nightmare and she kept getting the house kept getting short, cut short, cut short, cut short, cut short. And she and sorry, it wasn't a wasp, it was a black widow, and it was in her dream there's a black widow spider closing the doors of her house and she didn't understand why it was spider webs and she's like why am I having this nightmare and then she realized something told her check on your bees your and she opened the beehive and it was the black widow spider was enclosing it was creating all of these spider webs all over the beehives and all the bees were stuck on one side of the hive being squashed together because they're trying to get away from the black widow spider. She obviously killed that black widow spider and saved her bees, but oh my god, or took it out, I don't know what she did with it, uh, and saved her bees. But then that's when she realized, oh my god, my bees my bees are talking back to me, they're communicating with me in my dreams. And things like that makes me question like we're all connected. Everything is alive. And you can find ways to communicate with everything. People can communicate with animals. Like honestly, everything is so alive. Even bees know when you love them, but through emotions. And they can feel your love. And she loves her bees. Thanks for the hearts, you guys. I appreciate it. And then I do love bees too. And then there's something else. Oh yeah, and there's like legends of like I think it's in again Ireland, Scotland, all these countries. They believe that when a beekeeper passed away, you have to tell the bees because there have been cases where the bees are found near the grave. There's bees found near the beekeeper's grave. It's like they're they're saying goodbye. It's insane. Bees are smart. Animals are smart. Okay, I'm gonna catch up on the comments real quickly. Dun, dun, dun. That's one depiction. Say talking plants makes the plant happy. Yes. I believe they can listen to us. Yes, I do. And there are studies to back that up too. They can at least feel our energy. If you have plants, talk to them, make them happy. It helps them grow. Be kind to them. Okay, I'm catching up on the comments. Each area of the Sephiroth is also a map of the worlds with our own angels connected to it. Oh, interesting. I don't know why this picture freaks me out a little bit, but I see it here. Um Christopher Sakayuha, thanks for the compliment. Jim says that's the energy of the universe. We are essential divine and God is the tree of life. Can you guys hear me now? I think this died. Can you guys hear me now? Can you let me know? Yes. Yes, perfect. Okay, I'm gonna catch up on the comments. Thank you. Jim says that's the energy of the universe. We are essential, divine, and God is the tree of life. I love that. Juan Gonzalez says, yeah, bees are smart. They know who loves them. They do. I don't have my own house. I live in a divided house, but I would love to one day have a backyard with some bees. I don't know why. I love them. And make honey, but also treat them with love and kindness and respect. The kitty. Yeah, that's Maya in the back. Oh my God, I hear the boy scratching on my couch right now. The bee queen. Thanks. Jim Ducker says, that is a cool energy connection communication. Yeah, I think with anything, when you meditate enough and you actively try to connect with it, you can. There are people who say they're like, animal mediums. There are actual people, and they know things that you may not know about your pet, because with anything in this world, you just have to practice at it. I feel like you can accomplish anything. Everything is connected. Yeah. Every living organism depends on each other. That is so true. Juan says, I think the picture bothers you because it's the x-ray of a person's body and that bothers you. Yeah, maybe. That's probably why. I don't know. There was something eerie about it. It freaked me out. I don't know why. Yes, I can hear you. Okay, perfect. Yay, I'm glad you guys can hear me. But yeah, where was I? The bees, everything is interconnected. Ooh, this one's kind of creepy. This is like another depiction of the Zephyrus tree of life. It's like, let me see if I can pull it up. Do you guys see it? It has like the vines underneath, which is kind of cool. Okay. So, let's see. Juan Catan says, try the Zephyrus picture without the guy's body. Exactly. I literally just found it. Like the regular image of Zephyrus. See what has, see if that changes out. Has it been cutting out? This, I feel like the audio cuts out. That's why I put the thing too. But this makes me sound a lot better. But for some reason it was in and out. I have to charge it, but I charged it recently. Jim Decker says, I've been wanting bees too. Yes. And also, if I'm not wrong, if you have to, like, in Florida, at least in some places, you can have beehives in the back, and it helps you with the property taxes, if I'm not wrong. It's like a win-win. And then and they have to be local, or you have to help, like you have to do something for the environment, which is good. And then it's like a win-win. Sounds clear and loud. Perfect. Yeah, I'm glad you guys can hear me. I should actually probably have to go because I do have to work tomorrow. But it was a pleasure. I'm sending you guys love and happiness. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Bye, guys. Good night.